Namaste to each and every one of you, and welcome to this topic, which is probably the largest topic we can talk about, at least talk about. So understanding depends on individuals, and what exists is the whole universe. So on that topic, let us begin with first quotation, which is by Nisargadatta Maharaj. Because you are, all can be. Because you are, all can be. So it sounds pretty logical and also deep meaning, that because I am, I have some concept, some idea, some imagination about the universe. If I wasn't, then that universe that I imagine doesn't exist. So, since each one of us has a concept of what the whole universe is, and all of the concepts are bits and pieces of what the universe could be or may be, so to understand the whole universe requires an endless expansion of mind, understanding, imagination, and visualization. Not visualization through the eyes, but visualization through the inner eye. So, because you are, all can be. The universe is but a partial manifestation of your limitless capacity to become that which can experience the universe. And that is limitless capacity. Whether that capacity has been developed and harnessed is another matter. Individually, we have that capacity. We have the potential to know the universe. And if we become or realize that potential, we can experience the whole universe. So the issue here is that we have limitless capacity, but either we ignore it or we are unable to recognize and develop ourselves, expand our understanding. So the message is very clear. The universe is what I imagine it to be. And because our imagination is limited, we think the universe is limited. We may realize it's very large, but how large is what we don't fully understand. So because you are, all can be. The universe is but a partial manifestation of your limitless capacity to become. This is a poetic expression of a similar concept. Break your pitcher against the rock. Pitcher is something small, something limited we are carrying. It can be our mind, it can be our capability, it can be our imagination. Whatever it is, it's too small. So Jalaluddin Rumi is saying, break your pitcher against the rock. We don't need any longer to haul pieces of the ocean. So our mind and imagination is carrying a small piece of the universe. And if we break the mind, break the limit of our imagination, suddenly we realize that we can access the whole ocean We don't have to pick up water in the bucket and carry that this is a piece of the ocean. So let's move in the direction of knowing the universe, not a piece of it being contained in our little minds. Edgar Casey. Every cell of the body is a universe in itself. So you may have heard the Sanskrit statement, Yatha Pinde Tatha Brahmande. Pinda is a small, Brahmand is limitless. But the beauty is that the Pind, or the smallest unit, in this case the cell, is a universe in itself because it has the quality of the universe only at a smaller scale. So if we break the limitation of the scale of measurement, then the cell is a universe in itself because it has all the qualities. First of all, it is made of the stuff that the universe is made. It has the ability to transform itself, one cell, to become two cells, and 4, 8, so on. It has the capability to sustain life because life forms are made of cells. And it also has the intelligence to operate in an organized manner. In other words, the cell that is supposed to make your heart will only go to the heart and add its value. The cells that are making your skin will make the skin. So it has a built-in, of course, it doesn't have a thinking mind as we do. It doesn't think that now I am a cell of the skin and I should add and become a part of the skin. It happens naturally because it is governed, it is created, organized, and governed in accordance with the laws of nature. So, every cell of the body is a universe in itself, which also means that all the billions or trillions of cells in the body are trillions of universes. There may be some commonality, but each cell is different. There are groups of cells that collectively do the same job. But there are so many jobs to build and retain this body form. So, every cell of the body is a universe in itself, suggests that there are multiple universes, but there is some common principles of awareness, consciousness, and organization, because the universe appears to be well organized. It is not entirely random and scattered and in disarray. So it's a good point made in this short quotation to understand. This quotation by Andre Linde is a pretty large quotation, but it has many concepts all merged into this. I can't imagine a theory of everything that ignores consciousness, which means all knowledge presumes the existence of consciousness. Without consciousness, nothing exists because it is the source. It is all pervasive and the subtlest element, if you can call it. So I can't imagine a theory of everything that ignores consciousness. In the absence of observers, our universe is dead. So if there is nobody to explore and know the universe for all practical purposes doesn't exist, because universe in reality exists when it is known and observed and understood. So I can't imagine a theory of everything that ignores consciousness. In the absence of observers, our universe is dead. The universe looks as if it existed before I started looking at it. It appears that the universe existed before I started observing it. Because if it did not, then how can I observe it? It's something that doesn't exist. Although it is funny that because I exist, therefore the universe exists. And as long as I exist, the universe exists for me. So, the universe looks as if it existed before I started looking at it. The universe and the observer exist as one pair. So, universe exists, I exist, we exist as a combination, as a pair, not individually. Universe doesn't exist independent of my existence, because I have a particular, peculiar and unique concept of the universe, and that concept doesn't exist until I exist. So I'll read it one more time. I can't imagine a theory of everything that ignores consciousness. In the absence of observers, our universe is dead. The universe looks as if it existed before I started looking at it, but the universe and the observer exist as one pair. Now, this pairing of the universe and its observer is further elaborated in this quotation by Freeman Dyson. I do not feel like an alien in this universe. The more I examine the universe and study the details of its architecture, the more evidence I find that the universe in some sense must have known we are coming. So the universe knowing that we are coming, therefore it made and designed itself so that we can observe it. So it's relationship, connection both ways. Universe depends on me and I depend on the universe. So I do not feel like an alien. The more I examine the universe and study the details of its existence, of its architecture, the more evidence I find that the universe in some sense must have known we are coming. Not only known, but the universe created us or made it possible for us to exist so that it can be observed. Because after all, the universe has some interest in being known to us, so it created us so that we can observe, and the universe will realize that I am being observed and therefore I exist. Because if there is nobody, no individual to observe, the universe may feel dejected that look, nobody knows me, so I exist or not, there is a doubt. So this is a kind of funny way I'm putting it, but the point is still applicable. I do not feel that an alien, I do not feel like an alien in this universe. The more I examine the universe and study the details of its architecture, the more evidence I find that the universe in some sense must have known we are coming. Albert Einstein tries to simplify it. I have deep faith that the principles of the universe will be both beautiful and simple. Because when we have or we apply complicated mind, complex mind, with lot of conflicting ideas and thoughts, we assume that the universe must be even much more complicated and contradictory or with conflicting ideas. So, the universe will be both beautiful and simple. Now, how do we recognize a universe which is beautiful and simple, but apply a complicated mind to reach that discovery? So there is a hidden message here, is that if we start to simplify our minds, remove all the contradictions and disturbances, if we try to simplify our mind and recognize beauty, then we may be able to stretch it further in a linear progression and expand the concept of beauty and the simplicity. We may be surprised to find that a larger and larger dimensions of the universe we are able to access and understand because of simplicity and beauty as the origin of our search. Another interpretation by Osho: that which pervades the universe. In other words, that which is present everywhere in the universe. It is present at all times in the universe. And that which pervades the universe is subtle, which means it's not visible, it's not perceived, is indestructible, because if that which pervades the universe is destructible, then the universe will be reduced if it is destroyed. Therefore, what pervades the universe is invisible and indestructible. But that which fills the universe, filling the universe means filling different parts of the universe, different aspects, different dimensions of the universe. Those are parts of the universe. So the parts of the universe, or that fills the universe, and there can be many different aspects of matter that fill the universe, and each one may be different. So all the matter, all the different types of matter are not in equal measure present everywhere in the universe. That is the main point. That which pervades the universe is subtle, is indestructible. But that which fills the universe is gross and destructible. So universe is made of components which are gross and destructible, but the universe itself is pervaded by what is subtle and indestructible. So it appears contradictory, but in simple way, what constitutes the universe, different parts and pieces, can be destructible. But the universe as a whole has that presence which is subtle, invisible, that is indestructible. Now this quotation by Marion Diamond is an indication of the limitless capacity of human mind, which is more subtle than the brain. But even the brain performs so many different functions, coordinates the body, coordinates our reaction to the outside atmosphere, the food we eat, the air we breathe, the thoughts that come to our mind. That's a pretty large universe in itself. So the brain is a 3-pound mass you can hold in your hand. That 3-pound mass, which is a part of the body, can conceive of a universe 100 billion light years across. Now this is just one measurement. 100 billion light years across is the universe, but nobody really knows for sure. It may appear as a boundary, but this is so large scope, large space and time, 100 billion light years. Okay, that's large enough. We can assume that is infinite or endless. But the idea of that can be contained, can be attempted to be understood and be assimilated within our own system, individual system. A brain is a 3-pound mass you can hold in your hand that can conceive of a universe 100 billion light years across. So this is an invitation to expand our experience, our awareness, our exploration and our observation so that it can continue to grow and grow. So this is the essence of the concept we had talked about earlier. Growth mind is better than fixed mind. This quotation by Ilya Prigogine suggests that there is a difficulty in determinism that we sometimes expect the universe to be. That one can determine what will happen tomorrow. This is the classical physics that he is questioning. The more one knows about our universe, the more difficult it becomes to believe in determinism. Determinism, original thought was that if we know the distance and we know the speed, we will know exactly how long it will take to reach. Or if we have the rotation of a planet, then we will know where the planet will be in 10,000 years from now or in next 5 years. If we are knowing this basic calculation. But later scientific developments have shown and proven that the universe is not deterministic. There are unknown elements, or there is a degree of randomness, because a degree of randomness is present at the scale of particles. They are not really known where will they be. Depends on the observer, depends on the measurement, and depends on the instrument you are using. So, the more one knows about the universe, the more difficult it becomes to believe in determinism. So, the alternative is to explore the possibility of indeterminate universe. Short quotation by Alan Dressler. The universe has invented a way to know itself. So how would the universe know itself? Because it needs another knower which will know, and the universe will know through the knower of the universe. So there is a roundabout way of saying something very simple. The universe has invented a way to know itself. Another way it has invented, the way, is to create life forms that can observe the universe. So life form, in a way, are the means the universe uses to know itself. So universe wants to know itself. Universe needs self-awareness. And that self-awareness of the universe itself comes from the observers, which includes you and me. The Upanishads imagine universe to be alive, like a being. The universe is a great man, and a man is a little universe. The man contains within himself what the universe is made of. So the universe is a great man, and the man who in a way creates the universe is a little universe. So all the men, which means all the men, women, children, everyone, put together have created bits and pieces of the universe, and we are trying to put it together to get a complete picture. So it's a tough job, but nevertheless, only we can do it. Further stretching our minds, Arthur C. Clarke. The universe is not only stranger than we imagine. So whatever we imagine can make the universe appear to be strange. So the universe is not only stranger than we imagine, but it is stranger than we can imagine. Which means even if we expand our imagination, expand unlimited imagination, still the universe is strange. So the universe is not only stranger than we imagine, but even if we imagine more and more, the universe is becoming more strange. So one kind of implication of this is the universe cannot be fully known or imagined by the limitation of the mind, no matter how much we expand the mind. So what do we do next? We have to transcend and go beyond the mind, beyond the limitations of the mind, and we have a possibility of knowing the universe, at least imagining it. And the last quotation is very interesting by Diana Robertson. We may explore the universe and find ourselves. That is the top-down approach. We explore the universe and find our place in it and realize how small, insignificant we are. Or we may explore ourselves and find the universe. We may explore the universe and find ourselves. Or we explore ourselves and find the universe. It matters not which of these paths we choose. So one is from outer to the inner, the other is from inner to the outer. One is bottom-up approach, one is top-down approach. So we understand the universe bit by bit, and we know ourselves bit by bit. Or we explore ourselves more deeply and know the universe more deeply. So there are two ways, and it doesn't matter which way you choose, either from outer to inner or from inner to outer. So let's make some choices. Whichever choice we make, let's move on and have fun, discover the universe. There's nothing more enjoyable than that. So with best of luck for all of us, I will close this video. Thank you for watching and listening and paying attention, and we'll meet again soon. Until then, Namaskar.